Alright, welcome back. This is Act 1 of Divinity Original Sin 2, Hardcore mode, I would call it. It's an honor mode run through with twice the amount of monsters and 75% less XP from killing them. So this is going to be fun. We just arrived at Fort Joy, which is all but joyful, so I'm certainly not liking what we find here. Let's talk a little bit about the tactic of what we are going to see. I want to use as less time as possible in fighting things at the beginning. Our number one priority is going to be to max out our party with 4 members. Since I do have very clear thoughts around who our members are going to be, I will go directly to them in order to fill out the party. I think the fastest way of doing it is us going directly into the city and ignoring really most of it. Just a couple of thoughts for the progress afterwards. So number 1 priority, getting all of the party members. Number 2 priority, getting basic equipment and the really absolute necessary skills in order to be set up for success. If we have met all of the requirements, then the third step will be to go for fights that we can win. Keep in mind we're still level 1, like it's progressing extremely slow, but hopefully with a little bit exploration XP we should be fine. I'm going to take all of the experience that I can get here without passing towards too much to that side. We have 2 zombies over here and we already passed a couple of monsters right away. Luckily the monsters, most of them at the beginning, are simply shown on your map, so there's no reason to run into them. Got ourselves a shovel, got ourselves a last bedroll, and got ourselves some nice mushrooms. Penny-one mushrooms. We're going to combine them together with the empty potion bottles that we have found, just to create our healing potions. At the beginning we will need to use really a couple of crafting recipes in order to get what we would want to have. So first order of business, let's get our party members. I am going to shoot for Seville as the second elf, another damage dealer, and afterwards we're going to go to get the support healer, and last but not least the tank, which is going to be Beast. So that's 300 XP for seeing her obliterate that poor little lizard woman. And now that everyone's leaving, we can get some free loot. Wonderful.
A single name throbs.
Got another resurrection scroll, and we got ourselves a potion. Good, here we go. By entering the city, I really want to minimize all of the potential issues that we can run into, so we're just going straight to those.
Young woman, her head's light.
Hi, who are you? Ah, it's nothing really. It's just. Wait.
She's easily going to join us.
I snapped out of it before anyone got hurt, but the Magisters caught me back. Ah, it's nothing really. It's just put it like that. But
Yes, thank you.
Gold Star Inn. Now, isn't that so? How are you enjoying the joy? So true. So. You want to check this place out together?
It sounds like a great idea, Losa. And we're going to keep her with the Enchanter spec as well. Enchanter is a wonderful spec where she has both air and water magic. Water magic to be more a restoration type of magic, with a lot of utility functions, but also some quite nice offensive spells. And air magic just as a wonderful school. I really love it. a lot of crowd control and repositioning. We're just moving down here, exploration experience, to go into the arena without fighting there, which just recently has given us level 2. Since all of the new companions will join on our level,
Amid the squalor, she would
that
have
is
eyes of
exactly
focus,
what
no
we're
sir.
To you,
what we're
Despite the
let me
needing.
once, but
And with level 2,
is the subject.
she tried.
we are going
That makes you
to
a liability.
start
That makes
equipping
you
our characters.
me.
So let's make her an offer, Sibyl. How
Make your case and do
about
it quick. Escape.
you're going to join us? Thank
Oh,
you.
you know
Yes,
what? I'm
yes,
not
With a
yes.
casual.
Let's you mean as a rogue.
And that's the important
speciality
part. We need
stealth. My
need a little
gruesome finesse
finesse,
could
and
make
a ranger would
Habsburg super
do
fine.
just
Lead on,
fine.
then
Yes,
follow me.
thanks.
You're not
Settling on
quite
a
certain you'll
ranger.
ever.
Great. So we got Sibyl. And we got Losa. We could optimize our playthrough here and get all of the other companions as well. Take off their resurrection scrolls. I think we're not quite that desperate yet. I rather prefer not to die at all. That's kind of my core concept. And the last character will be, let's skip these two guys. The last character will be Beast. Just standing over here.
Come on. You
Greetings,
he wins.
thank
For
you,
your
hello.
No,
He sat.
wins like the
He
maybe you.
he stands.
There's some. Why don't we make a deal?
And
Then?
we are going to
Pleased to make you. Well, suffice to
not use the
let's
war
get back
mage
to- I've
spec
been up
that
and down
he's
the aisle
battle
so
match that he's
often, I
normally
need some
coming in,
cabbage, but
but
been
we're
around
going
as
to
long as I
make
have,
him
you
a
pick up a
conjurer,
then
which
it's
has multiple
cabbage.
advantages. So
Well,
let's talk shortly about conjuration. Conjuration is really a brilliant skill. First of all, it comes with a lot of functionality at the beginning. It will offer a huge utility function. And once you get into the mid game, it peaks. So we are trying to get there in order to use kind of the summoning to carry us through the early game. Secondly, summoning doesn't require any specific stat. So in contrast to most of the other casting stats that require intelligence, summoning is agnostic to it. So all of the important stuff from summoning just functions, which means it is likewise the okay to skill everything into Constitution. I am seeing that he is already having like 13 Constitution. The intelligence is fine. We need 12 strength and 12 intelligence anyways to wear all kinds of armor, and the rest will simply flow into Constitution here. Good. As for our main character, it's strength all the way. And for the skills, we now had Summoning 1, and we're continuing with Warfare, really, until we have maxed it out. There is an argument to be made actually to go for Polymorph rather sooner than later, and maybe we're even going to do that, but to be honest, we still have time to do that. The Warfare gives a 5% bonus to damage right away, and you can already see, well, you can't see it yet. Actually, the damage is poor. No other way of stating it. We're going to go with Thievery. Losa as the second character. As Lore Master, we have Lucky Charm here, and Beast is already like Lore Mastering. We have Lucky Charm here, which is a shitty skill. I don't like it, and we can talk about that a little bit later. But for the get-go, let's give Losa the second Thievery skill. So she's going to be our second thief. And we're going to touch base on Thievery in just a second. We're skilling 12 Constitution, so she can wear shields. And we are going to continue her Hydrosophist and Aerothark to level 2, just to use all of the skills. Afterwards, we are going to broaden it out a little bit, dip into Geomancing just a little bit, and get the basis of Polymorph for mobility, and a little bit summoning. I'm thinking about, to be honest, to go for summoning also right away, because 1 point just adds so much versatility. where we would have a massive amount of summonings at the beginning. And I think we're going to go down that route. We don't need 2 points in Hydro yet, so let's go with the summoning and also clean up the bars of all of our companions. Really, we could use some more cleaned up versions. First and foremost, everyone gets bedroll, which is, in my opinion, a mandatory item. Secondly, everyone gets a second healing potion, because I don't want to lose a character in combat just because he or she was running out of potions, and it's a pain in the ass doing it during the combat, so might as well do it up front. Resurrection scrolls are fine, and typically we will now like organize all of the skill bars, so that's fine. That here is almost fine. What I'm trying to do is to get some sort of order in here, and I usually have my own order for later, counting that they will be having multiple extra skills. So that's our archer, and last but not least, that's Lose, and she is currently having not the best skills. We definitely need to buy one for her, or steal it. I am going to do a first round of stealing now, and I'm going to do a second round of stealing later. As for stealing, let's very shortly and briefly talk about that. Now that we do have the core party ongoing, before I even engage in combats, the way I'm seeing it, we need at least 5,750 extra XP. We're 4% in level 2. So the chance of us making level 3 with such a bad gear is just very, very low. So instead, let us do all of the things where we really don't need to fight in any shape or form. This here is, for instance, escalating. Very easy loot right away. And we are going to get somewhat of a, let's say, base equipment.
The man looks for a moment at the corpse at his feet, then turns back toward the nearly...
Murder's a big word. Only a cat.
Can't fight him unless you are the Red Prince.
Bastard.
Would have been nice though, because he gives some extra XP. We can kill him later. I don't want to now start a huge battle. Instead, like I said, collect the things that we securely can manage, and that's good enough for the get-go. We can get some free loot, basically out of a couple of the NPCs.
We are so start from the beginning. I see. Now tell me more. Tell me what you do. Tell me. I understand. Now tell me how your power comes from... It is nothing. Many...
Good, so here's a couple of really nice earth skills, which, let's think about it, we can use him as an example of how to steal in the first place. So what we're going to do when we're stealing is we're basically going to go to an NPC and to start talking to that NPC. The character that's going to steal, if you hold shift, see that this area here, the darker red area, is in the line of sight of that NPC. We're going to hide, and then we're going to pickpocket that NPC. By pickpocketing, we, based on our ability to thieve of thievery, we do have a certain amount of value. In this case, 450 gold or 4 kilogram that we can steal. I am looking for some of the skill books, to be honest, at the get-go. So down here you can already see, okay, the skill books are going to take some of the value. Fortify, wonderful skill, definitely first pick out of that whole out of that whole inventory. Secondly, there are a couple of good options here, and you can already see that depending on what we take, it's going to fill up that bar. We don't have a Geomancer yet, but like dipping 1 point into Geomancy for the Fortify alone is definitely worthwhile at the beginning. Let's take a second one, Fossil Strike. I like it. Nice little slow and crowd control. Contamination, it's okay, but not necessarily that great if you are not playing an undead. Poison Dart likewise. So elsewise, he would have 4 nails, which is a no-brainer. Nails are really a good item, and I'm going to show that in when we're going to craft. The healing potion, pretty much okay. We can take it a little bit later. Short sticks, long branch, all of that is fine. Lockpicks can also be obtained. Let's stick with the skill books for now. The last one can no longer be stolen. Let's instead get some more gold. Let's get the items where we get a maximum value out of it. Bowstring is really nice for crafting. Soap, believe it or not, is also good for crafting. Short stick is fine. And the branches are also good. We can use that in order to make arrows later. Healing potion, fair enough. We don't need the hammer, and the pearl is worth too much. So, in order to now not get like caught or set up, we are going to flee with that character out of line of sight. And the other character is going to end the dialogue. We are kindly saying, thank you, and taking our leave. This guy is now going to realize, damn, I'm being robbed. And by that, he's going to suspiciously look at any of the character that is near. We're just accepting that, and he's going to ask any of the characters here whether or not they were the ones robbing him. We allow him to search, no problem. He apologizes because he has found nothing in their inventory, and instead everything is in Syken's inventory. We just got all of the good stuff. So let's leave it at Syken at the moment. That's fine. I'm fine. I'm okay with it. And that was our first like successful stealing attempt. We're going to see a lot more of this because stealing is such a powerful way at the beginning to get some more items. Matter of fact, I think it's borderline overpowered. I think the game designer, the idea of just stealing once is fine, but the way it has been implemented and simply the sheer amount of stuff that you can take is mind-boggling.
There it is. Anyway, the search for the
And it gets really, yeah, stupid almost if you start respeccing your characters later and everyone takes turn in stealing, so you can easily get hundreds of thousands of golds just from stealing. So that to a certain degree trivializes the game, but here's the thing. On the other side, the game itself does not offer you enough money to really follow through with even with a bartering build, to really follow through with regularly buying stuff. So you at the end up with being almost forced into a corner where if you want to have on the higher difficulties, if you want to have a build that is or a character that is well equipped, then you got to do that.
It's no use.
The dog.
You're nice. She was.
So scratch him. He says thank you, and we are going to find Buddy's key.
Good find.
Good. I think it's time for the next robbery.
Frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use.
Good. Let's see we can summon something in the water. Unfortunately, that here doesn't count as water, which is really a pity. We need to find some quote-unquote real water. Because we don't have a healing spell yet, and... oh, there we go, that solves it. Or not, because we can't take the barrel. That if that barrel would explode,
Sibyl gently places a...
Let me have a
Sibyl,
we
back,
could
thank you. Naught but a
summon
zealous guard.
a healing incarnate. I would want to use the incarnate down there in order to heal one of the guys and get the reward.
Leave him be.
In here we do have another situation.
Shut up, this clown.
Need to be
Caught red-handed trying to make
need to be
supplies.
careful
Balls up, or
not
is
to
my
overstep
supply?
our boundary here, because otherwise we're going to aggro everyone. We've just received by letting Sibyl kill the one lizard. We just received Griff's orange.
Looks like everything's accounted.
He raises it.
Looks like something you're
Tell
going
him
straight
who
to
has
the-
stolen it, and apparently that was worth almost 2,000 to him. Easy. It's now being freed.
I hope Sahela, it is forgive me your...
This guy says thank you, and we get Celestis Charm, which is a nice amulet. I'm going to put it right into the backpack so I'm not accidentally going to sell it, because we're going to use it later. So that was the next like pure talking quest. I'd like to get the quest. I'd really like to get the quest done with healing that guy. And one way of actually doing it as well is to give them a healing potion. The downside of that, if I hand over a healing potion, the guy is not going to awake, and he has a card, which I would really like to have. So I'm going to take the harsh route here. Take minus 15 attitude, that's fine. Thank you. And now finally we can summon something with water. And that creature can heal the poor guy. Got 250 XP right off the back.
Fat chance. Ah, might you take... Careful.
And got the Sparkler card, which is what we needed.
Healer's walk is never done.
So the dog has a couple of nice little skills, which we're by the way going to rob. So same story. If we have multiple NPCs,
You watch that friend of yours.
we are going to keep them busy,
Not but a moment ago. No telling what effects it'll have.
and we're going to use the thief in order to steal from them. So first things first, does she have anything valuable? Yeah, she certainly has. Does the other guy? No, he does not have anything valuable. So as for all of that, the only witness here could be the dog. So might as well try to speak to him. So you can see that if you are closely looking at the fields of vision, the dog is looking away, the others are looking away. So that's really the place that you want to be in. Three of your party members kind of turning them away, and we are now going to steal. First things first, skill books are what we're looking for. I already said that we are trying to go for polymorph. Definitely on the main characters. I can Chicken Claw, wonderful book, I love it. Tentacle Lash, even better. Chameleon Cloak, also a nice little skill. Bull's Horns, okay, but yeah, not that much of an improvement for us now. It's a good skill for mobility. We take empty potion bottoms and penny bun mushrooms, both of which will give us healing potion options. So we say officially thank you. And first things first, things that you have stolen can easily be turned into items and crafted. And afterwards, by the way, they will no longer count as stolen. So that's also a beautiful way of getting rid of quote-unquote stolen items. just craft with them. So Paniban mushrooms, we got all of them. We got the stolen bottles. So same thing here. We're going to leave the area. We're going to end the dialogues. Take your leave. Thanks, thanks, thanks. She is definitely going to be mad. Yeah, we allow her to search. There's another empty bottle, by the way, which we're going to take later. So, that's 2 out of 2. Some nice income. This is actually an interesting one.
State
Let us
your business.
talk to him.
Certain. If it's trade, that's for you to decide.
Well, he has some gear, which we can use. Certainly the wizard armor. And some of the magical weapons, like that sword, for instance, Kalia's Stunner. But I think it's too expensive as to be stolen right now. It's definitely a really nice one-handed sword. To put it into context, though, we do have Bouncing Shield, Crippling Blow, and Battlestorm, which are nice skills as well, and we have gold, like pure gold, and 2 shields. The shields are weighing a lot, but they are comparably cheap, so we might as well buy them, to be honest. We can use shields on her and on him, and for the time being even on Saiken. So, whilst this is going on, let's switch to the character real quick. So that's a perfect setup. We gotta thank the game for it. There's someone walking down there. So yeah, we need to solve the NPC problem down here. So both of them sitting in a different direction, fine.
Evil ogre, or I'll get you with my sword.
Oh, I see. She's also sitting down there. Good, let's maybe go over here. Currently we haven't pickpocketed, so might as well go over here.
Stands to attention.
Yeah, let's go. So first things first, this. Gold. Yes, please. And that was it. So as for the skill books, let's directly learn the skills here. 1, 2, and 3. Yep, going to go with Battle Stomp. That's a good choice. So we got some more skills specifically for later. I guess what we want to do next is...
Sting, hurry up and...
Thanks, little kid.
No one
Want
tells
to double
me there are
check
so many
their
children
loot. A
in
little
this
bit
sweet
of
joy.
everything.
Your kind I handle, but
Not worthwhile.
stay in...
A full
approach
steal.
the young-
Hey, you mind? I don't...
She turns towards Sahela. She darts over to the elf. Losas.
You have...
The whites have looked.
Right, be strong. You are okay. You are your... Losa is...
I don't...
Good. They are going to ask us to investigate the cave, which is fine. We can do that.
You must not defend her. She wakes if she is weakened. We must hurt her to protect her.
One.
Oh wow, really? What the fuck? Can we exit that one without fighting So we got her and him. If we would kill them, and we got even her. Well, that sucks. If we would kill them, we are basically losing out on the quest in the second act. On the other side, I'm effectively not sure whether or not we can re-enter. Let's try it. But just running away. Interestingly enough, not everyone here is in the combat. Like only the 2. Let's see if we can flee combat. Okay, so that worked. Yeah, again, not sure. They are hopefully not attacking on site. Good. So there might be still a chance to actually do the follow-up quests. That surprised me. I never had them attack me. Probably still have done something wrong there.
Oh, you're really ready. Go.
Good. There's a little hole here and here. We can take that, and we can get some experience for exploring the later part without triggering any combat. That should be fun. Just need to destroy the barricades, and afterwards we should get the experience. So that's 2 merchants, which we have stolen from. Quite easy. Let's see if we when we now go back to the city to get just a little bit more. So this here should yield experience. Yeah, 375. We're not going to go any deeper in there. That way lies death and destruction. We should definitely not go there. So let's finish his conversation and see how mad he is about being robbed. Yeah, come on. Yeah, you've been robbed. Allowed to search, thank you. And we're going to travel to the square. Wow, that's going to be rather a lengthy video. Just wanted to keep it short, actually.
Nice and slow. Heading into the kitchen. Ha! Cheeky. Alright, Slick. Haven't seen you around here before. Alright, easy now. You seem sweet, but I'm more curious about you than a bunch of cheesy lines.
She sighs.
Another one of those. Anyway, I was serious before.
So yeah, we got a couple of nice skills here. Actually, we need most of them for our ranger. And speaking about her, might as well look into Hilda's equipment. Oh, wonderful. Adrenaline. One of my favorite skills. Scoundrel 1. And oh, they even got some really nice pants here. Unfortunately a little bit pricey, but maybe we even go for the pants. Hilda's armor is really, really good. I think that would be a huge upgrade. But neither do we have the 790, nor can we steal that amount yet. It's 5 kilogram, which is way over top. So let's nevertheless see what we can do. First things first, let's pickpocket her. First aid, wonderful. Elemental arrows, really good. Pin down. little bit of extra gold. And the rest is really not that good. Butter's Diary. I mean, yeah, why not? Good, so that's one. And yeah, I shouldn't have talked with her. I should have let Loza talk, but we can still give her the skills in a second. So 3 resurrection scrolls also really, really good. So we want adrenaline, that's for sure. The other ones are not that useful for us. I am quite seriously thinking about either getting the gold, but we're probably, I mean, yeah, we need to hurry. Good. We got as much gold, and I decided to take the pants. They're good enough, and we did not need the other skills all too much. Adrenaline is good. We can certainly use that. One auto sort later. Could have also gone for the resurrection scrolls, to be honest. Like, they were quite juicy as well. So, one stealing attempt later. We can go here and just let them do their thing.
Why don't you
Continue.
take a gander at the goodies I got?
Yeah, take your leave. Yeah, you've been robbed. I'm sorry. Allowed to search. By the way, the reason why I'm doing the allowed to search thing is I have witnessed if I'm not doing it, they will remember that they've been robbed quite a long time. And that is just annoying. If you pass by at a later time and they're just going to check through your inventory. Not cool at all. So we can learn the extra skills. Got first aid, which is really, really helpful. Healing skill for her. Absolutely makes sense. We got some of the Geomancer skills, none of which we can learn, and we got the polymorph skills. Elemental arrows is already known, so we are going to put it into the backpack. Adrenaline, nice skill, but currently we don't have the time for that. Here's yet another skill for free in case of a head. We only have, that's first aid if I remember correctly, we already have first aid on Sibyl, so we're going to eat that hat.
You cover your face with your...
And we learned first aid on our character Syken. I mean, he doesn't have Huntsman yet, and I think we're not going to skill it either, but it's still a good thing to know. There's like a bonus skill right there. So, with that, let's continue our onslaught, our robbery.
You there. It's just, in that case, I've been here. I have a... Are you interested? The plan? There's an artifact. It's found. It's not enough to...
Good. He's going to tell us about the crocodiles, which we're going to approach soon, but not yet. Still want more skills, and quite honestly also a little bit more equipment, so I need to see how we can manage both.
Then apart and back again. He seems to be swimming deep in his thoughts and doesn't look up as you approach.
So there's no one even remotely near. There's a ranger patrolling, but that shouldn't scare us. Rain, great skill. We need definitely healing, restoration as the first skill. Armor of Frost, also good skill. Piece of metal can be used. Yeah, the rest is really nonsense. Just got off the pickpocketing at the right time. Okay, let's give the water skills to our healer. Rose is learning a couple more water skills. And you know what? I think she already spec'd it. So let's go with it. Good idea. I think we should buy the shields though. We're now at about 500 gold, and I'm willing to invest literally all of that, just to gain some good items. So if we look at the remaining stuff, Hairstrike, nothing that we need. D4B. And she realizes now, or he realizes now, that he had been robbed. Fair enough. Should have realized that a little bit earlier. But whatever. Since he's wandering quite a bit, I will still keep him busy.
It doesn't hurt to ponder.
This guy here, perfect victim. It's small. These are small items, but we can use the arrowheads to create a couple of knockdown arrows. We do not have teeth yet, but an arrowhead plus teeth actually can be used to create knockdown arrows. Very, very strong arrows at the beginning. Good. We completely robbed him. I am getting out of town just so that this guy can accept his robbery. Take your leave. Yeah, hands out of my pockets now. Whatever. There are two further traders over here and here. This guy here is a little bit more difficult to rob.
What do you want now?
So finally he decides. Finally he decides to go ballistic and search one of the characters. Way too late. Good. This is now going to be a little bit more difficult. We're waiting until she is back up. I'm going to talk with her. There we go.
Hey,
yeah, very good.
Bread. What you heard about a crate of stolen supplies? And don't you lie to me now.
So we need to fool both of them.
Hey, you're a little light in your pack there, gorgeous, ain't you? Who could blame you with the
So
gold
this
you
is
got
the
to sell
best
there?
we can do at the moment.
You're back. Oh, it's so good to see you, mate. You know who you look like? The moon.
We're going to take a long route.
You say that all the time, don't you?
At least the trader up here can be pickpocketed easily. This guy here is now watching the whole inner floor, and she's also watching, so we need to really let her look into a different direction. Probably going to rob her, and before we go with them, we need to reposition ourselves. This here is relatively safe. Let's see what she has to offer. Nothing of value, really. Yep. Not good. Not good, not good. Not good. Let's move out of here. Misclicked. Let's see if she... Yeah, wonderful. She's going to blame him. He, of course, has nothing. And last but not least, let's drop the 2 here, and then we should be fine.
Careful. Don't want to catch Griff in a bad mood. Move along.
This here is a little bit annoying. Can't also position ourselves behind her, but we can start with her. Let's see what she got. Yeah, we robbed her already. So that is unfortunate. She's a roamer. I really want to get him, to be honest, and he stands in such a bad position. So apparently she can see all of that, which is suboptimal to say the least. Let's see if we can move to take her into a different direction and then try it again.
Let me guess. You're here for a match.
So she doesn't even have any good loot other than the 3 empty bottles, so we might as well steal those. Let's not get caught by her. I think she's still on a rampage after being robbed. And we need to let her run up there. Come on, move away. Yeah, it takes a little bit of timing now, unfortunately, but I don't want to do it to rush it. Good, so she's going away. She is also going to go away. That's the window of opportunity we were looking for. Good, that is a bad situation, but we still have an option. We are going to decoy out, which means, well, that was very unsuccessful. We are going to put all of the items that are actually stolen in one bag. There we go. Stolen, 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 stolen. Most of the skill books. And we're going to hand it to another character, so in case he is going to search us, we are clean. Plus, we're not going to lose any of the stolen goods, which I think is even more important. Like, I couldn't care less if he needs a little bit of money in order to forget about that. You could always bribe your way out of it. But since we don't have enough money now, we need to do it the inconvenient way, which is moving every single stolen item away. That should be it. So, in a split second, the thief teleported all of the items away and realized that he is in a fight. Not good. So let's move the maximum amount of fields away from here. Yep, the 3 merchants are pretty damn sure that they hate our guts. Luckily for us, they can't see us, and if we're successfully fleeing the combat, nothing should happen. Kemperor's Griff is difficult to pickpocket, and I failed. Full-heartedly failed. Well, there we go. Fair enough. Failure means 300 gold down the drain. It's one resurrection scroll gone. Too bad. Well, should have known better than to fuck with him. At least he's no longer hostile. We're not going to do it again. I think after the failed one, there is no no second chance, anyways. So take your leave. We do have a second character with thievery, so technically we can steal from him, but I think we're calling it quits for now. Here's a last merchant that we definitely would want to steal from. And then I think we have pretty much stolen from all the important merchants for now.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't look up as you approach.
Yeah, let's... She's going to tell us a little bit about the area here.
That's for me to know.
And if we can get her like here, that would be nice. Or that's good as well.
Looks up as you approach, wiping her brow with a grease-blackened hand.
Because back here, there is no one watching. I think that is... No, it's not. That guy actually can see us. So what we're going to do is we are going to put Seville up here.
See that heap of bark? See what happens when you cross grief.
And just to make sure that nothing happens, we're going to put her here. Wonderful. Oh, that ring is good. So let's take the Incarnate and the Elemental Totem, both of which are like super important for the beginning. I like the ring, not gonna lie. Couple of extra potions are not bad either. Let's take as much gold as we can. So yeah, actually pretty good. That's it. I think we're done for now. I'm going to end the video here with our nice little robbery.